Hello, hello, welcome back. Thank you for coming. I am so happy to see you. It's me, Liza, otherwise known on other parts of the internet or in the world as Crow Mother. Today we are going to create a spell jar combining some kitchen magic, some hearth magic. We're going to create a gift for ourselves to enter into Leo season with celebration, unabashed power, nurturing, passion, and protection. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications so you get these videos every time they come out. Like this video, comment, and share it wherever you think it would be of greatest benefit. How are you? How are you doing? How's everything? How is your body? How is your body? How is your heart? How is your mind? I hope that you are well, happy, joyous, and free. I hope that you feel safe and protected. And I hope that if you are lacking in any of those things, that together we will figure out how to find it for you. I am so happy that you're here. I want to tell you first why I want to create a spell jar with you today, because today, well, officially tomorrow morning when this video comes out, right? Today and into tomorrow, I am celebrating 24 years of continuous sobriety. Can you believe such a thing? One day at a time, lots of coffee, lots of love and patience coming from my communities near and far. Lots of coffee. This is a very, very, very important time for me personally. I think that perhaps this is the most important time in my life, because from this point forward, everything else that has been not just good, but possible has sprung forth. From this place of base level, just getting sober, my spiritual relationship and in turn my work have grown and developed over the course of the last at least 20 years or so. From this place, I have my family. From this place, I have my friends. And from this place, this moment right here, this time of celebration, I have myself. And over the course of the last 24 years, slowly, I have learned to love myself and nurture myself, protect myself, and encourage myself. Some days are better than others, of course, but by and large, the arc of my story overall, which most of you probably already know, for those of you that don't, I told it via YouTube couple months back. From this day springs everything that is important, worthwhile in my life. And so I wanted to give myself a gift and I wanted to celebrate this time with you. And I thought, what better way to combine the two than make some magic with you? Not just for you, but with you. So we're going to make a spell jar, and I wanted to do that combining all of the things that not just helps me celebrate this time, which you can use for any time of celebration in your life, no matter what it is you're into, up to, working towards, good for you, whatever that is. So we're not just celebrating, or I'm not just making this jar with you to celebrate this very important day for me, but we're also about to move into Leo season. And I really want to, as someone who, let me get honest, as someone who has a stellium in Leo in my chart, this ties what we're about to do, what I'm about to put in here to help solidify it, seal it for sure, but also nurture it and grow it, is tied directly into, for me, Leo season with a stellium in Leo. This is an ongoing effort from me to really lean into the aspects of this sign, which is my sun sign and the stellium. This is a really great opportunity for me to lean into the aspects of Leo that has really served me, fed me, helped me grow. This is not something that's come very easily for me, moving into my own sun sign, my own stellium area. This is not something that's come very easily. I have shrunk much of my life for lots and lots of reasons. And over the last 24 years, I've learned that is the opposite of what it means to grow closer to spirit. For a long time, I thought that to have a close and meaningful relationship with spirit, with the divine, with anything that I was really interested in getting to know, still am, that I needed to be humble and practice large waves of humility. And I thought naively that meant playing small and shrinking myself. That made sense to me considering my background, and over the last 24 years, it has made less sense and actually become quite clear that to lean into the gifts, the body, the mind, the spirit, the life that I've been given by spirit, it means to lean wholeheartedly into what I am, which is a Leo with a stellium in Leo. So back to the spell jar in celebration. Yes, this is celebration for me. I love to celebrate by way of creating, of using my hands, by way of joining my community, and by way of attempting to become closer to spirit. So we combine all of this, and this is a good time for me. So let's just make a spell jar. You do not, by any stretch of the imagination, have to be a Leo to get into this celebration, this practice. Obviously, anybody can make a spell jar. You don't have to have Leo anywhere in your chart. But my suggestion to you entering into Leo season, celebrating with me, is that your construction of your own personal spell jar should be an embrace, a celebration of what you are. No matter what that is, what you are, we are looking closely, proudly, unabashedly at your assets, at all of your stuff. We are solidifying that it is good, and we are seeking to help it grow by the construction of this spell jar. So Leo, not Leo, you can be all water. Whatever your ingredients are can and should be an embrace, an encouragement, a proud display of your best parts, the stuff that you are most proud of, the stuff that you are seeking to actually make grow. So whatever that is, plug in accordingly or follow verbatim, whatever feels best to you. And I mean that. First and foremost, before we begin construction of our spell jar, we really want to make sure that we are as focused and centered as we're capable of being, as we are able to be. Everybody's ability to do that's going to be different. It's none of my business, and that is okay. We just want to ground into that which is the best for us on an individual level. Remember, intention plus attention equals work, manifestation, magic, creation. So our intention is infused with all of our ingredients. Our attention, grounding down into ourselves, will be very important for this work, any work. So let's begin with a little bit of tapping while we recite some mantras. I am choosing to recite that which I'm also going to put into my jar. You should feel free to join me in this recitation, or if you have some that make more sense to you, do it up. Take a deep breath. Let's take one more. One more. I am happy. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am happy. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am happy. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am the best thing that has ever happened to me. I am the best thing that has ever happened to me. I am the best thing that has ever happened to me. And finally, perhaps most importantly, I am loved for my brightness. I am loved for my brightness. I am loved for my brightness. I chose those because I'm always down with being happy, healthy, and abundant. The other two are quite specific to me and the patterns of my ongoing growth as I step unabashedly, proudly, unapologetically into Leo season with my stellium Leo. I am loved for my brightness. And so the brightness that I bring to the world, the brightness that I bring to the room, anywhere, anytime, is what I'm loved for. It's not something that I should be ashamed of, embarrassed of, not something that I should dim down because I'm afraid I'll make other people feel bad or small, or I'm afraid I'm too loud or too bright. I am loved for my brightness. And I am the best thing that's ever happened to me. Those two are, once again, very specific to the patterns of my ongoing healing and growth that I should embrace, or I seek to embrace my brightness, and I seek to embrace the reality that I am good. All parts of me, no matter how I've perceived them in the past, or maybe even low key in the present, you know what I mean, are good things, and that I am a good thing, and that I, as I show up to myself, to my own life, is a good thing. I am the best thing that has ever happened to me. You should feel free to use those if they resonate with you. You should also feel encouraged to create your own if it does not resonate with you. So that said, also, I think that I made a quick note, but I chose to really double down on these mantras and my intentions. Mantra, aka intention. I chose to really double down on that by writing them on the bay leaves. Yes, of course, there are 3 that will go into my spell jar. Okay, let's make this spell jar. First, we are going to smudge it out with anything ethically sourced that you have at your availability. While that is working, we will gather our tools to make our spell jar. Okay. Cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it. Seal it. All right, so for my spell jar, I am going to use the following. Look at that. Your first addition will be salt. We use this to ground in. We use this to ground in. We use this for protection. We use this to connect with the earth. I am just going to pour a whole bunch of that in there, just like that. Pour the whole thing. Right on top of your salt, you're going to add your bay leaves. Written on your bay leaves are going to be affirmations, mantras, or intentions that you've drawn from parts of your life or your personality, your essence, your being that you wish to enhance, to proudly display and grow throughout Leo season. This is why I wrote on my bay leaves, just to give you the example and how you can sort of plug it into yourself. I am loved for my brightness. Remember, that's an aspect of myself, my personality, my being that I am choosing to embrace and affirm to the positive. By putting it in here, I am making it so. You plug that in however you wish. I've done this, of course, 3 times. As you drop your bay leaves in, see these into existence in the present. It is already so. So you've got your base level of salt in here, and right on top of that, you have your 3 bay leaves with your intentions, your affirmations, that which you are seeking to grow about yourself. Right on top of that, I'm going to put some dried lavender. I'm doing this because my end game in life is to relax. This seals that initial layer with gentleness, with sweetness, with kindness. This lets my intention know that none of this has to take place at an anxious pace. We are nice and easy here. We are not feeling any pressure to have it done already. We are at ease. We are at ease because we are comfortable. We are comfortable because we know that we are the best thing that has ever happened to us and that we are loved exactly the way we are. On top of that, I am going to put some calendula for soothing. Calendula is good for me. It's good for like anybody, I think. But calendula is really something that you've seen me use a lot because little baby Liza loves a soothe. She needs it, she loves it, and big grown-up Liza also needs it and loves it. So right on top of this lavender, I'm going to place calendula. I am now going to put some rose, crushed rose, and holy basil that I had already ready and mixed for love and softness and sweetness and cleansing. I told you this was going to be like kitchen witchery, I'm telling you. A little bit of hearth magic, a little bit of herbal magic. Okay. How much of this should you put? Well, first of all, that depends on the size of your jar. I happen to have a surplus of this size around, so I'm using this size. If you have a bigger jar, your amounts will be, of course, different or bigger. You have likely already noticed that just about everything we've put in here so far is very gentle, very sweet, very kind, very soothing, and I mean that, I'll stick with that. Lavender, calendula, rose, holy basil. The sweetness doesn't entirely stop there, but we gotta layer it. We gotta layer it. All right, so I am placing about a half of a stick of cinnamon in here. Boop. Put that right on top of that. Put that right on top of that. I'm putting cinnamon there because I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is my favorite flavor besides coffee. Cinnamon is my favorite flavor. Cinnamon, I love the way it smells. I love the way it tastes. It is also, we've talked about this before, it is wonderful for working in abundance. It is also said to be an aphrodisiac for some people. Hello. And also, this is where I begin to implement the beauty, the importance of heat, of fire, of spice in my life and in my personality. It's all fun and games. It's all relaxing, gentle sweetness, but it's also pretty spicy in here. So I have about a half of a stick of cinnamon. Like I said, you can put more. This is just what's gonna fit in there. Now, I am putting whole peppercorns in here. I debated, I debated on crushing these in my mortar and pestle, but I want to leave the spice, the power, the heat entirely intact. So I am going to put a whole big layer of peppercorns right on top of that. She looks beautiful. Right on top of that. Now I am going to use a bit of black salt on top of that. I want to make sure that my work is sealed and protected. It's a good thing to do in general practice anyway when creating works like this. But this is also a nod to a part of my personality that I am seeking to embrace. I am very, very, very protective. Very, very protective of the people, places, and things in my life that I love closest to me. I'm also very protective of myself, and I am letting my spell, my intention know that. And finally, I am going to seal this whole deal with sweetness. I have honey and a small Paw Patrol spoon because it makes sense. For obvious reasons, we are adding honey to our spell. I want to sweeten this deal. I am sweetening my relationship to myself. I am sweetening my relationship to the world. I am sweetening the world's relationship to me. As I pour the honey over the layers of my spell jar, I see sweetness coating every aspect of my life. I did not intend to drip the last bits of honey from my son's little spoon, but as I do this, I'm really choosing to view this as my life being coated in honey from the divine. I am choosing to see this as spirit pouring sweetness, drop by drop, sometimes a flood, sometimes a drop by drop onto my life. I see this as savoring every last drop. That is gorgeous. Bear in mind, speaking of ingredients, we created a spell jar for love, for unabashed, prideful self-embrace. And so my ingredients reflected that. Of course, if you want to make another spell jar geared toward another aim, your ingredients are going to naturally change. So all of that said, it is now time, now that we are constructed, now that we are final, we are complete. As you seal your jar, see it as a vault, as final. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Now, we really got to seal the jar. I'm using a red candle for lots of obvious reasons. We are going into Leo season. I want fire. I want pride. I want to come from my root all the way up. I want fire, passion, pride, romance, love, lust. I want all of it. Okay. So now I'm going to melt the bottom of the candle just a little bit so it sticks onto the top of my jar, like that. As you light your candle that is placed on top of your spell jar, any size candle that you have will do. Again, I'm using red for all of the reasons I listed. If you have a red candle, put it on there. But if you don't, use whatever you have. Whatever size candle, whatever size candle, whatever colored candle fits your needs the best. Mine, ours today, red. As you light your candle, make sure that your mind is focused on the task at hand. Still yourself as best you are able. Now that your spells, your intention, your jar is in place, sealed forevermore, your candle is lit, you are going to let this burn down and over the jar, letting it seal it forever, forever, forevermore. As long and as best as you are able, sit with your candle, sit with your spell jar. Let's make a quick note on candle safety. You should never, 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 never leave a burning candle unattended. Do what you gotta do. Safety first. You're gonna let your candle burn all the way down, and you're gonna let the wax melt over the jar of the lid, sealing it forever and ever and ever. And when it's done, it should look a little something like this. Before we part ways, let's take a few more breaths together, really, really imbuing into ourselves the work that we have just done, the commitment to ourselves that we have just made, and our intentions, our work, our magic set clearly out into the universe. Let's take a deep breath in. Blow out my candle. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. It was wonderful to make magic with you. I hope that this serves you to your highest, most favorite unfolding of yourself possible. Once again, if you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to my channel, turn on your notifications so you get these videos whenever they come out. Like this video, comment, and share it wherever you think it could be of best benefit. Merry meet, merry part, merry may we meet again. Mwah.